हरिः ओम्। नमस्कारः। अद्य भाषाप्रवेशस्य प्रथमभागस्य तृतीयकक्षायां भवतां सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। We have already seen these different forms now, right? And every word, every noun form has its own pratipadikam, and from there all the noun forms are derived in all the numbers. Okay, and so now the important thing comes here. So how do you, for example, if we take balaka shabda, the forms are like balakaha, balako, balakaha, but at the same time if you take balika, the forms are like balika, balike, balikaha, and gati, if you take, the forms are like gati, gatyao, gatyaha. Okay, but it's not like English. In English, every for any word, if you add yes, right, s at the end, or es, or some similar pronunciation of yes, it generally becomes the plural form, like house or houses, tree, trees, right? But it's not the case with Sanskrit here. Every word has different forms in the Bahuvachanam and Dvivachanam. So how do we, what is that common, or how do we know how do we learn the noun forms here in this case? So that is where we need to see the noun forms would vary based on the gender of the pratipadikam plus the last letter of the pratipadikam. Okay, when you say pratipadikam, it's a noun root. It's not the balakaha is not the pratipadikam. Balaka is the pratipadikam. Okay, and for that pratipadikam, what is the last letter? Okay, and similarly, what is the gender of the balaka? So basically the combination of gender and the last letter of the pratipadikam would have this different noun forms. For example, any word which comes in the same combination of the same gender and the last letter would have the same forms. For example, balaka, if we take, and it actually ends with akara, and it's a masculine word. So any other word which is a masculine plus which ends with akara, then that will also have the same forms. Like for example, Rama. Rama is the pratipadikam. Rama, the last letter is akara. The last letter is not ma, it's a. Okay, this is where the previous short topic helps. So last letter is a, and it's a masculine. So it actually matches with balaka. So like balakaha, balako, balakaha, the Rama Shabda will also have forms like Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. Okay, similarly, Marga, if you take, the ending letter of the Pratipadikam Marga is akaraha, plus it is a masculine gender. The combination is again same as balaka. So it goes like Margaha, Margau, Margaha, Prakoshtaha, Prakoštau, Prakoštaha. Similarly, Ashokaha, Ashokau, Ashokaha. So similarly, every word which has the same gender, same ending will have the similar forms. Okay, this goes with the same second one. Like for example, Balika, the gender of the Balika is feminine, as a feminine gender, plus it ends with Akaraha, Dirgha Akaraha. Okay, so if for this combination the forms are like Balika, Balike, Balikaha. Okay, similarly, let's take example of Sita. Sita is a feminine word, plus it ends with Dirgha Akara. So it will have forms same as Balika, like Balika, Balike, Balikaha, Sita, Site, Sitaha. Similarly, Lata, Late, Lataha, Katha, Kathe, Kathaha, Bhasha, Bhashe, Bhashaha. Okay, all the words which are having the same ending and same gender will have the same form, similar forms. And next is Gati. It ends with Dirgha Ekara, and the gender is feminine gender. Because in this combination it will have the forms like Gati, Gatyau, Gatyaha. Okay, similar example is Nadi. Ends with Dirgha Ekara, and it's a feminine gender. So Nadi, Nadyau, Nadyaha. Gauri, Gauryau, Gauryaha. So that is the way we actually learn the noun forms. Okay, and next is Pustakam. If you take the Pratipadikam is Pustaka, it ends with Akara, but the gender is neuter gender. So here if you say Balaka, It also ends with akara, but the gender is masculine, so it has balakaha, balako, balakaha. Pustaka shabda is a neuter, though it is akara ending, the forms will be different. So here pustakam, pustake, pustakani. Similarly, example is vana, vanam, vane, vanani. Jala, jalam, jale, jalani. Pushpam, pushpe, pushpani. Griham, grihe, grihani. Patram, patre, patrani. So like this, all the forms in the same category would go. Okay, so all we need to take away from here is every word has a pratipadikam, and that ending of the pratipadikam and the gender, that combination actually decides the noun forms of that particular pratipadikam. Okay, and generally the pratipadikams based on the endings, they are actually called with the ending letter also. For example, balaka shabdaha, akarantaha shabdaha. That's the way we actually call them, because balaka as akara at the end. That's what it means. Akara anta. Akara is at the end. That's what we say. So akarantaha shabdaha, balaka shabdaha. Similarly, balika akarantaha shabdaha. Gati ikarantaha shabdaha. Pustaka akarantaha shabdaha. So basically, when you define when you say a word like balaka, you will also give us some additional information of that pratipadikam, like akarantaha pumlingaha balaka shabdaha, akarantaha strilingaha balika shabdaha, ikarantaha strilingaha gati shabdaha, akarantaha napumsakalingaha pustaka shabdaha. So that's the way we actually say the word. So that actually gives us a clarity, like, okay, if I say akarantaha pumlingaha balaka shabdaha, so now I know how to use the word, because it's akaranta, it's a pumlinga. So this combination, I know what are all the noun forms that combination would have. So it will be balakaha, balako, balakaha. So that's the way we should know how to tell the pratipadikam. At the same time, for that kind of pratipadikam, what all different forms are there. Okay, so so far I think we are clear. I think I'll open up the question and answer a little later. Before that, I'll try to cover a few other things. Here, the next important thing is when I say the combination of the gender and the ending letter of the pratipadikam. Okay, of course, only there are 3 genders. There is no doubt, masculine, feminine, and neuter. But the ending letter can be anything, right? Because there are many vowels and there are many consonants in the language. So the pratipadikam can ideally end with any such vowel or consonant, and it can have one of these 3 genders. Okay, generally if you see that permutation, actually the combination permutation would become very huge, right? There will be a lot of such combinations you can find. For akara, they will find 3 in 3 genders, akaranta, and akaranta in 3 genders, and ikaranta in 3 genders, ikaranta in 3 genders. Similarly, kakara, kakara, gakara, gakara, ngakara. For all the consonants of all the vowels, you will see all these combinations. If you ask, is that so? Yes, it is like that. For every combination, you will have different forms. Okay, but one good thing here is that not all the combinations are very popular or most frequently used in the language. Or for few combinations, you will not even find a word for certain combinations also. Okay, so because of that, to make our study simpler, in this Bhasha Pravesha level 1, we are just focusing on only certain combinations, and we are trying to learn the noun forms of them, and that too, those combinations are very popular and most frequently used in our Bhasha. Okay, even if you find a word in some other combination, you can definitely find some synonym of that word in one of these known combinations, or one of these known categories. Okay, hope that is clear. Okay, so with that, right, with the combination of ending letter and gender, we are going to study only few set of words or few set of combinations in our entire Bhasha Pravesha level 1. So let us see this table. So I have listed down all the ending letters in the first column and 3 genders as 3 individual columns. The words are given in individual cells, and only those are all the words. If we know the actual noun forms of these words, then we are almost good with the Bhasha Pravesha level 1. Okay, and this is what we have in our syllabus. For Akarantaha, we have Pumlinga word Balaka and Napumsakalinga word Banam. So you can actually, instead of Balaka, you can say take Ramaha or any other word you can actually take. It's not just Balaka, I'm just giving an example here. And similarly for Akaranta, Strilinga, there is no word ending with Akara in Strilinga. Okay, and similarly Akaranta, there is no word ending in Akaranta, Akara in masculine gender or neuter gender. It's only the Strilinga has Akaranta form. So example is Balika. Similarly Ikarantaha, so all 3 genders have Ikaranta words. Kavi, Kavihi, Matihi, Vari. So these are all the Ikaranta words. And Ikaranta, only the Strilingam has the Ikaranta word. Example is Nadi. And then Pumlinga or Napumsakalinga, they do not have any Ikaranta examples. Okay, and Ukaranta Shabda, we have all 3 actually. Guruhu in Pumlinga, Dhenuhu in Strilinga, and Vastu in Napumsakalinga. Okay, and Ukaranta only in Strilinga, Vadhu is example. And Rikarantaha, we have example only in Pita and in Pumlinga. It's a Pitru is the Pratipadikam. So Pitru ends with Rikaram, so it is a Pumlinga Shabda. It's a Rikaranta Shabda. And similarly Mata, the Pratipadikam would be Matru. So it again ends with Rikara. So it's again Rikaranta Shabda. Okay, so only these are all the like Pumlinga 4 and Strilinga 6 and again Napumsakalinga 3. Okay, and only these 13 words we are going to learn in entire Bhasha Pravesha level 1. Okay, and if you are able to remember the forms for these 13 words, then probably you can actually derive forms for any almost 80% of the words in Sanskrit, or 70-80% of the words. Okay, for example, if you get a word called Sita, it ends with Akara and it's a Strilinga, so it goes like a Balika. So it's Balika, Balike, Balikaha, Sita, Site, Sitaha. Okay, and similarly, if you get a word called Hari, okay, and say Ikaranta and Pumlinga, so it goes the forms same as Kavi. So if you know forms of Kavi, the same forms you can actually use for Hari as well. Okay, but we are going to see that forms now. So this is the takeaway from here. Actually, this is very important to remember here. Okay, but as usual, there are few exceptions. There are very corner cases and few exceptions you might see. But let us not worry about all of them. All we go with this standard common patterns we'll go with. Fine. So now let us try to learn 3 forms. For each of these words, we'll try to know the noun forms in all 3 vachanas: Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam and Bahuvachanam. Okay, before we go there are few cells here we have highlighted with a little dark yellow. Why? Because suppose if you have for example, if you have trouble in remembering forms for all the vowels and all the consonants for all the genders, and this table is the shortest summary of what you need to learn at this level, right, on your Bhasha Pravesha level 1. So these 13 words, if you know the noun forms for these 13 words, we are good. But still, if you have trouble in remembering all of them, you can just try to focus on only these highlighted cells. If you know the forms very well about for Akaranta Pumlinga or Akaranta Strilinga and Ikaranta Strilinga and Akaranta Napumsakalinga, mostly you can actually manage. In most of the conversations you can actually manage. Okay, but don't restrict yourself just with the highlighted cells. I would actually suggest you to remember the forms for all of them, actually for all the 13 Pratipadikams. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next one is we'll try to learn individual forms for each of these categories. Okay, so this is a big table. It's the same table, little expanded view. For each of them we have ekavachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana forms. Okay, for example, akaranta pumlinga forms are like pratipadikam is balaka, and forms are like balakaha, balako, balakaha. And similarly, akaranta strilinga forms are like balika, balike, balikaha. Akarantaha napumsakalinge vana shabdasya vanam, vane, vanani. And similarly, ikaranta pumlinge kavihi, kavi, kavayaha. Strilinge matihi, mati, matayaha. Napumsakalinge vari, varini, varini. Okay, it's a little different here. Vari, varini, varini. Okay, and ikaranta strilinga would be nadi, nadyau, nadyaha. And there is again one special noun like Shri. The forms are a little different, like Shrihi, Shriyau, Shriyaha. But this is very rare actually. Let's not worry about this. And Ukarantaha, Guruhu, Guru, Guravaha. Strilinge Dhenuhu, Dhenu, Dhenavaha. Napumsakalinge Vastu, Vastuni, Vastuni. Okay, and Ukaranta Shabde Vadhu, Vadhvau, Vadhvaha. And Rikaranta example is for Pumlinga Pitru Shabdasya Pita, Pitarau, Pitaraha. And Mata in Strilinge Matru Shabdasya Mata, Matarau, Mataraha. And similarly, for Kartru Shabda, the forms are little different, like Pita, Pitarau, Pitaraha. But for Kartru, it will be Karta, Kartaro, Kartaraha. There will be little longer vowel at the outer ta. Okay, and Swasru Shabdasyapi Swasa, Swasarau, Swasaraha. Okay, so this is just a glimpse of overall what all different forms we have and what all different noun forms we are going to learn in this Bhasha Pravesha. Okay, so hope it is clear now. Let us not try to make sentence, but we'll try to see any word. If you take, try to see if you can fit that word in any one of these, and we can derive the forms of that word. For example, Hari, if you take, like Kavi, Kavihi, Kavi, Kavayaha, Harihi, Hari, Harayaha. Or if you take a word called Dhadi for curd, like it goes like a Vari, Vari, Varini, Varini. Similarly, Dadhi, Dadhini, Dadhini. Okay, and similarly, if you take a word called Pushpam, it goes like Vanam, Vanam, Vane, Vanani, Pushpam, Pushpe, Pushpani. Okay, and similarly, there are a lot of such things. You can actually, any word if you find, learn, you try to fit into one of these, and you try to derive all three forms of that for now. Astu, Dhanyavadaha. Vayam Agrimakakshayam Melishamaha Shwaha. So we'll meet in the same time tomorrow. Yeah, thank you all.